People have asked what our vision are for the community tokens. What's your vision for community tokens, Dan, on the Speak Network? Where do you see that going?
Well, the goal is to make all the tools possible where a user can now encapsulate the community and create positive feedback loops, i.e. a SIP, right? What's a positive feedback loop? Well, if I do trading in-house and the fees go back to the community, that's called a positive feedback loop because I'm doing one thing that I could do somewhere else and those fees go to a centralized party or whatnot. Or I could do it here where it's going to re-energize and stay within the community. And we want to give as many opportunities to do that. First is building the tools, and then second would be getting the awareness, showing people step by step, how do you do this, how this is going to work in practice. And that's why I love pointing at Leo. They were one of the very first people, and they really like the mentality, and they're like, these are the tools we have. We might not have everything, and now look at them today and look how prepared they are for the next 5 years. It's absolutely astounding. And you like to bet on people, and like I said, this isn't a promotion. I'm not talking about by Leo or anything. I'm just pointing out a great community and taking advantage of tools. I think that if you look at somebody with that community with that kind of mentality, that scrappy early on, they saw it so early. Those are the types of communities you can trust to pick up these tools. And it's really great to have someone that you can just point to and say, hey, look, this is what you can do. So the question of what community tokens can do, you're thinking, advertisement models, SIPs that collect trading fees, DAOs, ways for community leaders to drop tokens to the community and not themselves. Methods for voting on the DAOs in various different ways, having various different DAOs. As you saw, we're doing with the Speak Network. We're going to have a different form of DAO. So, give people all the tools possible. And then when they come here with their million followers, they can inject that energy and immediately see benefits. It's going to take some different thinking, right? Because a lot of them are going to say, well, I want 100% of the token because I want to sell it, right? And those are the people that are going to fail. They're going to fail regardless of where they go. And we're not really too concerned with those types. But the people who are saying, hey, I get it. I have the confidence in my community to back me, so I'm not going to be a security. Once a few of those take off and then a few of the other ways fail, that's when the mass is like, oh shit, they got it right. Because nobody knows what's right, and then when there's a signal of right, it's like moth to a flame. In this case, it wouldn't be a flame; it'd be a bright light to a citadel or whatever. But the point being, that's where I see community tokens being at least at the forefront, and then from there, who knows? Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, just to keep it brief on my end, I agree with that, Dan. And also with the community tokens, like. What you've got is you've got a layer 0, which is a community. You've got your layer 1, which is decentralized. Because we're going to drop the token in such a way that is on the decentralized Hive community, and then let people compete on a level playing field to mine the Speak governance token. We will have to compete with everyone else as well. So it will be a decentralized ecosystem, a decentralized governance token. So once you create the communities via Hive, you're going to have your decentralized, immutable Hive communities that you own. And then you're going to be able to use the Speak Network to create tokens on top of that. And those tokens will have syncs built into them and business models built into them to bring money into those tokens and turn them into growth mechanisms. And so those communities will have autonomous economies that are outside the system, unregulatable, apart from by the community itself. And so effectively where this goes is you're going to have 100 entities which are governments that can print their own money. And then maybe 4,000 of these communities that have each got between 10,000 and 100,000, 200,000 users. And those communities that get to like 500,000 users have got their own ability to print money on, uncensorable communities, that they're going to be as powerful as small nations. And then the governments are going to have to start to recognize these entities. They're going to effectively be digital nations in their own right, with their own economic models each. And I assume that what then happens after that is that the governments either recognise them, either join them, or they'll print their own money in projects to go lobby governments and get the legislation put in that they want to see put in. So I just think it's going to be super interesting. It'll definitely be a leveler. At the moment, if you only got 100 or so entities that can print their own money, and then you turn that into 4,000 entities that can print their own money, it's going to be super interesting, man. So that's where I see the community tokens going.
Wars won't be fought in the land; they'll be fought in the digital realm. Simply because the reason you fight wars on land is because you can take it. You have to deal with something you can't take, so you have to bring the battle to where you actually can take it. The only way you could take something digital is going after it in the digital world. So it's going to be interesting to see how powerful these digital nations become.
It's really going to incentivize the people within those digital nations to create economic value for their community, because it's going to be a race in some cases between the different. It's going to be high competition between the communities to create market share for themselves. It's going to be super interesting.